Starting of the month perhaps is very, very special in that way that, it's like we always think at the beginning of a year that I want to have a new year. Yes, have you set new year resolutions? Right? I'll start with the starting when this year starts. I'm going to do this when this time starts. In this new year, we make resolutions, right? And the starting of the month is also a great time. You don't have to wait for a new year to start. See, the ideal will be if you set your mind on a goal, you're able to start from today. That is the best thing. But it's very difficult to develop that perspective. So we look like we want the start of something, and the start of the month is a really, really perfect way. A few rituals that we follow at the start of every month, which we really started doing since just a few months, since like the last couple of years, and then that has greatly, greatly reflected in our life, is this thing looking back into the previous month and then planning ahead for the next month. What gets planned becomes a purpose, and what becomes a purpose gets done, right? Otherwise, what happens is when you're going ahead with no plan, what happens is many times we just drift along. We just drift along, and we just drift along. It's more like, like imagine a log of wood on a water that's just floating, going with wherever direction life takes. Some people say, I'm just going with the flow, right? What is actually going with the flow? When you're going with the flow, you're just saying that I am letting life circumstances take me wherever it is, and I am not in control. Yes, when you hear someone, they say, I'm going with the flow, this is what you should understand. I am letting others' opinions, I am letting life circumstances just take me wherever it wants to take, and I have no interest. I have no interest in taking any proactive control. Now, some people say controlling is wrong, you should not control. But as a human being, your number one ability, your best ability is that you can look forward and you can set directions. You can make conscious decisions in life. While our focus is not when someone says that you should let go of control in a spiritual sense, what they're essentially meaning is that your obsession with the outcome, and when something is not coming the way you want, you feel bad, you go into a whole self-loathing, self-criticism circle. That is wrong. Don't do that to yourself because it causes suffering. That is essentially what when someone says, when, in the spiritual sense, you're saying that let go of control. Because it's an understanding you don't have control of the outcome. You might not have control over the outcome, but you have control over every decisions that we are making. And that's exactly what this session is going to be about. This session is going to be about decision making. You're going to make decisions today. You're going to take decisions today that could potentially set you up for the rest of this year. Are you all ready for that? Comment in I am ready. If you are all ready to sitting here with the mind that I am going to make decisions that is going to set me up. Beautiful. Now, before you look ahead and plan for the coming month or the year or the week or anything, it's important that you look back and reflect upon the previous month. Like, how did it go last time? It's so important we understand this because that's when you learn from the mistakes of the past and then you are trying to make course corrections. So the very first question I want to ask you is this. I want you to write this in your journal, and I'll be prompting you along with questions, and you have to write this along and do this with me. Okay. The first thing that I want to ask you is that what has been some of your most memorable moments in the previous month? Let's recall the sweet times. I want you to look back and think of what are some of the most memorable moments in your previous month. Now, these need not be great accomplishments or great achievements. These are just sweet memories that you have. Like, for example, for me and Sanchari, one of our sweet memories is when we visited the beach last weekend. And that is absolutely beautiful, spending one whole day in the beach. And we ate some really great seafood, and absolutely we enjoyed. Another great moment that we truly love and we cherished is the time when now we are watching a show called Mission Startup, and it's like a think of like a master chef or an Indian Idol for entrepreneurs. So it's really fun show where founders are tested for their grit and different abilities with eliminations and everything. So me and Sansari, we enjoy watching that, and the time when we are eating our dinner while watching it is some of our most memorable moments. So I wanted to, then another great moment that I really love is when we go for our drives. Like I enjoy driving, and Kerala roads are beautiful, filled with backwaters and bridges. So driving along that route is absolutely rewarding and beautiful. So I wanted to think of these moments that made you feel good, that made you happy, moments of intimacy. Yes, Gigi. Yes, Prasun. Yes. I want you all to look back and think into those moments that made you genuinely happy and feel good about living. Okay. So I want you to write out at least three of these moments. If you want, you can write five. And once you have done this, comment and done. You can in fact, rather than commenting and done, I want you to in fact type in short letters like what you had written. You don't have to write full sentences because it's going to take a lot of time. But type out in short sentences and let's see what have been some of your favorite moments from the previous month. Let me look back into my when I did my monthly planning, what all had I had written. Go ahead, keep writing. So my favorite moments from this month is one I already told you about the beach. Another thing is every night when I have been working on the Kathakali drawing, I'm working on a very detailed drawing of Kathakali. It's the drawing of prosperity that I'm working on. And every night that I have been spending on it. As you can see, it's extremely detailed and requires lots of effort. Each small portion taking hours and hours of work. But every moment that I've been spending on this has been most rewarding and beautiful for me. So, what has been those beautiful moments? Sister and friends came over and took good care of me. Right, Shweta? So, even if you had fever, you felt cared for. So, you can be grateful for that. Right? Prasoon says cruise trip from Surat Thani. SUV ride, beautiful. Chinese, Mercedes Benz ride, fine dining, shopping. Seems like you had quite a month last time. That's beautiful. You went for a trip. See, when I had a viral fever like last month, I mean, yeah, previous starting of the last month, when I had viral fever, starting of September, what happened is that I had one of the most beautiful moments. Even though I was unwell, I was sleeping most of the time. It was a great bonding moment for me and Sanchari. She made very special home cooked foods and we enjoyed wholesome meals. We really, because there wasn't much that I could do. So we just sat and we were talking a lot. And yeah, it was like a great bonding moment for me and Sanchari. So even the times when you're unwell, you get to take a break from the regular hustle of life and you get to connect with your loved ones. Tanya says, first solo trip. Wow, that's a very special feeling. Made new friends, did a live transform course called DSN. That's absolutely beautiful. Solo trips are absolutely beautiful. One thing that has made me who I am are my solo trips. Since my childhood, I realized that I never fit in with any crowd. So I started falling in love with traveling by myself. And my first solo trip was when I saw Pirates of the Caribbean, part four in the theater by myself. That was my first solo trip. But I absolutely enjoyed watching movie on my own. And then eventually I would travel to many places solo. Met my nephew and eat South Indian food after a long time. That's very nice, Ayush. You should come here. You should come down here to Kochi and we'll take you for a South Indian food trip. Little cozy coffee set up at home. Kaushala visit, made your birthday special. Watched Urfi Javed show. Yes, Inside is a fan of that show. 15 days in Pack Pro AZ. I just completed it. Beautiful. Okay. So now these are all the moments that you had great fun with. I want you to just write thank you, universe, underneath that for giving you these blessings or these opportunities. Thank you, universe, for giving me these blessings and these opportunities. Please do write that down. You're expressing your gratitude for all the good things that have come. Yes, superb stuff. Now, thank you, universe. Beautiful. Okay, write it with a sense of gratitude and yes. Awesome. Now, yes. Now, the next, the next question. What are some of your best accomplishments? You can write here 2 to 3 accomplishments that you're very proud of. Some of you had completed Impact Pro Challenge last month. That's great. Some of you joined in for Impact Pro. That's awesome. Some of you had completed the 15-day MBA, right? Kinjal, Nitika, Jyoti, you all had done in 15-day MBA. That's beautiful. You can look back and reflect upon the books you read. You can reflect back upon any physical fitness goals you achieved. You can look back and reflect upon on the some great accomplishment at work you've done, any money you have saved, any contribution you have made. These are all some of the ways you can really look back into the time you had done great accomplishment. For me, one of the best ways that I have been doing is now I have been able to really systematize a lot of things that I do at work. Now I am now upskilled myself with a lot of tech. In fact, now we have discovered a lot of tools that can save us hours and hours every day. And we're really happy. We are really enjoying and learning. So both me and Surya and everyone in our work, they get to spend their time more productively rather than doing tasks which can just be repeated. So that has been one of my great accomplishments that I'm really proud of. Another great accomplishment that I'm really proud of is that I have immensely gained strength in the gym. I'm pushing much more heavier weights than ever. For the very first time, I was able to press 100 kilos in a upward shoulder press, and that's something that I never thought, I would do until a very short time back, and that's something I'm really proud of. Another really great accomplishment that I have been able to do is that we have really been able to hire a new agency, and now we are really thinking ahead in terms of what are some of the new ads we can shoot, and we really looking forward to that. We have helped Roopsa launch her webinar. Roopsa, if you've been attending, how many of you are attending Roopsa's How many of you are attending Roopsa's 5-day challenge? Had attended Roopsa's session. So Roopsa is one of our students who's part of our inner circle. It's a millionaire family where we provide hand-holding and one-to-one training for aspiring entrepreneurs and coaches. And Roopsa is a relationship wellness coach. And we have helped her launch her webinar. And in addition to that, she's also doing her 5-day workshop. So in fact, as we speak, she'll be doing a class, and that's absolutely beautiful. And in addition, we have also helped Dr. Somnath Saha launch Inktober. Somnath Saha, if you've been following our updates, you see that Somnath Saha is our doctor who is also an artist. And yes, you're all following Dr. Somnath Saha. He's an artist and he's also a really great learner of life. And we helped him. He really wanted to put himself out there as a brand, talking about his passion for spirituality, for drawing. And now we helped him do just that. He's now doing daily lives on Instagram, and very soon he'll be coming up and um, he'll be doing a workshop for you all. And it's absolutely beautiful when we are able to help others accomplish their dreams. These are some of the accomplishments that I'm really proud of in this last month. What are some of the things that you are proud of? Contributions you made, health goals you've achieved, relationship goals you've built, any great milestone you have achieved. I want you to comment in. Yes. Some good work we did in September. Did my art workshop comparing hypnotherapy and art, participated in art exhibition. Kristen says completed 4 workshops in a day. That's awesome. Traveling international, first international travel. Was able to interview marketing head of Yulu Bikes. That's awesome. What about others? What are some of the accomplishments that you are really proud of? If you're finding it hard pressed to find accomplishments, then that's an indicator. Then that's an indicator that maybe you're not really challenging yourself enough. If you're finding it hard pressed to find accomplishments that you feel proud of, then it's a very clear indicator that you have been staying, you have been remaining where you are, and you're not growing. So it's about time you did things for your growth. Yes. Question number three. You're all ready for question number three? Let's go. Question number three. Ready? Question number three. If there was an improvement that you could make from the previous month, what would that be? If there was an improvement that you could make from the previous month, what could that be? You can probably think of things that I want to learn the skill this month. You can think of I have been spending too much, I should save more. I need to invest more. You can think of I have not been really giving my all into classes. I'm just joining for classes, but I'm never attending anything live. I'm really missing out. I'm just buying recorded content and I'm not watching anything. So then you can really look back and you can, make that as an improvement. Maybe you have been not been spending quality time with your family, with your kids. Maybe you could improve on that. Maybe perhaps you've been spending too much time for others and not enough for yourself, and you're feeling burnt out, which I know is the case for many of you. You're spending all your energy on your kids, on your husband, on your in-laws, and not giving enough energy for yourself. Maybe perhaps you could become more consistent at things. Yes, consistency and focus. Perhaps that is an area where you want to improve. I want you to really dissect and be a critic. Be really a critic. See, criticism is not bad. Destructive criticism is. Constructive criticism always builds a person, right? We often think that if someone is pointing out something in you, or if you're critically analyzing and looking at, your shortcomings, then that's wrong. Like a lot of reason positive self-talk psychology has emerged that just makes you feel like whatever you do is correct. Nothing could be far from it, right? Real positivity, true positivity is when you are not accepting your mediocrity. It's not that you accept mediocrity. It is that you love and you love yourself where you are, but yet you're seeing yourself as a work in progress. And this approach, you're taking it with a sense of joy and adventure, not that with that of resentment or fear. That is true positivity. So become a critic and really analyze, but don't, but yet be kind to yourself. Okay. Moving on. Awesome. So what are some of the areas you can really improve from this month and the last month? I want you to comment that in. Yes. Let's see. I'm realizing I did not have memorable moments or much accomplishments the previous month. So you realize an history. See, that's a very, very strong indicator. And kudos to you for being so honest. Kudos to you. You're being so honest. I mean, that's awesome. You're being so honest with yourself on that. That's amazing. Yes. Consistency with wonder routine. Okay, you've not been doing your wonder routine enough. Then what about the wonder routine? Is it the E? Is it the R? Is it the D? What of the wonder routine? Focus big time on my health after realizing immunity solo after the dengue episode. Yes. So it's about time you focused on your health. And what can you do to focus? See, when you're saying focus on your health, you can adopt habits. It can either be that you're quitting. a bad habit like maybe smoking or alcohol, or that could be one of the things, or sleeping, or binge eating. Maybe you're dropping a habit, or maybe you're building a habit, that you are probably you're exercising more regularly, you're doing yoga, or you're doing some form of pranayama, breath work, right? And that could be that could be a way that you're doing. Or maybe you're improving on the food that you're eating. You're going the path of Ayurveda and you're following a certain food pattern. Or you're correcting your sleep. You can really look back and you can look into working on one area to really fix it. The problem is when we think of change, we think of drastic transformations, and we think of becoming from a nobody to Siddhamurti, and that's not possible. You want to take small steps and you want to take one step at a time, that is eventually going to stack up, right? One over another, it stacks up and it builds. And that's very, very powerful. Selvi says, I can be more disciplined, do exercise more consistently. Superb. Superb. We communicate without explaining. Yes, that's a very powerful way. See, when you many of you I know face this challenge where you're unable to express yourself. Either you are talking too less, or if you talk, you tend to explain everything, taking the other person's attention away. When you are speaking and you are speaking in the words that truly matter, people are going to listen to you, right? If you are speaking just enough so that you are able to convey the point, then the other person is going to pay more attention to you. And this is an area where many of you perhaps could improve, or many of you perhaps are unable to talk. You feel so shy. You feel introvert. You're introvert. You're underconfident. You're unable to talk. You want to come here. You want to take a session, but you're unable to. You want to put yourself out there on social media. You're unable to. Because why? You feel fear of other people's judgment. You feel shy. Maybe that's an area that you could improve. But really look back and dissect and understand where you need to improve, because this is where the next phase, that is planning, comes in place. All right. So the four questions of reflection are self-reflection are: number one, what are some of your best moments? Number two, what are some of your best accomplishments? Number three, what can you improve in the coming month? And number four is also one thing that I add into it is, what are some of the skills you've learned in the last month? We have anyways included in this, but you can also specifically ask if there is any skill that you've improved. And these are the questions of self-reflection that I do every single time. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Beautiful. Now, you all done this? Now that you have a very, very clear picture, how many of you are doing such a analysis for the very first time? Comment in one in the chat box if you're doing this for the very first time. And I want you to tell me, how does it feel to do this? Yes, Kinjal, Chandan, Swati, Priyanka, Ayush, Dina, how does it feel? You're looking at yourself, Gigi Raj, Nitika, you're looking at yourself objectively, right? You're looking at yourself objectively. And when you are able to look at yourself objectively like this, then you become a person who's constantly growing. You're constantly growing. See, when we look at others and we make judgments, right? We look at others and we make snap judgments all the time. And it's so easy. But when you're looking at yourself and you're making observations, you're making analysis like this, then you can always grow. Because growth happens like this. You follow a certain set of actions, you take a pause, you look back, how can you do it? You make some course corrections, then maybe you change the direction and then you go. And then once again, you stop, you observe, make course corrections, and then you take another route and go. Right? Is a, Many of us have this idea that personal growth, business growth, professional growth, growth in any area is a linear graph, right? Many of us think that it is a it is a linear graph, right? But most often than not, it is not a linear graph. In fact, in actuality, growth happens like this. You go forward, you go back, but eventually you climb up, right? So be ready to make mistakes, be ready to observe, be ready to course correct, and sometimes be ready to repeat the same mistakes again so that you learn the lessons clearly. And if you look at life in this way, there are no mistakes in life, there is only feedback. There is only feedback which you're taking from life, which you're taking for growth and improvement. Yes, no mistakes. You, in fact, in life, there are no mistakes one can make. You can only get feedback and you can make course corrections. All right, ready? Let's go. So that was it for the very first part. Now, the next part is when we are actually going to look ahead and think for what are we going to do? What do we need to do for the monthly planning? But before that, I want you all to have some. Go ahead, drink water right now. Go ahead and hydrate yourself right now. You need energy. Okay. Now, every time we are going to plan, here's how we're going to do this. We are going to now not just look at 1 month, we're going to look at the next 3 months ahead. What is it that we need? And then we're going to meet like this at the beginning of every month. And we are also going to observe. We are going to analyze how much have you been able to stay on track with your goals. Deal? Yes. We look ahead into the next 3 months. And then we are going to meet every month and we're going to see how well are you able to keep on course with it. Yes, give me a thumbs up if it's a deal. Yes. Great. So now here's how we're going to do the plan. We're going to pick a life area and then we're going to set intentions. We're going to look at life in different areas and then we're going to set intentions like different areas like health and fitness, personal relationships, career and finance, hobbies and me time, then your hobbies, me time and spirituality. And we are going to look into all these different categories of life and you're going to set goals for this. You're going to set goals for these different areas. But along with setting these goals, you're not just setting abstract goals that are somewhere going to be accomplished. You're going to translate them into daily or weekly actions. For example, if I want to have a great relationship with Sanchari, then it is not like like sometimes in 3 months, something drastic happens, and then we build a great relationship. In fact, to build a great relationship, what are the things that you need to do? You need communication daily, right? You need to be able to communicate clearly. Another thing is you probably might have to go for fun experiences once every week, once every 2 weeks, once every month. It could be small trips. It could be small trips or date nights or movie nights to all the way to a vacation, right? And when you're setting these weekly goals, what happens? When you're setting these weekly goals, what happens is that you you eventually get the result, which is having a great relationship. So that's pretty much how we're going to do. If you want to achieve a business goal, you want to achieve a financial goal, it's not like somewhere in the future you're going to win a lottery, right? You have to take certain actions every month so that you can get the results you want in business, right? Exactly. So now this is how we're going to do this. So very firstly, I want you to let's pick the number one category, which is a concern for a lot of you here, and that is health and fitness. See, this category is so important because it serves as the foundation to almost everything that we're doing. We take this for granted, but we take this our health for granted now. But when it's not there, that's when you realize the true value of it. My grandmother, she's now 85, and she's seriously ill now. She's in fact almost bedridden at this stage. And when you spend time with her and you talk with her, you can hear a lot of regrets. You can hear a lot of regrets that now, it's a lot of negative talk that's going on, and a lot of feeling of self-pity that she has. Now, she's a great person, no judgments on that. But yet, one of the realizations that I had after this is that, see, this is all that life is. This moment you have it, the next moment you don't. So, all you that you can really do is you can follow your dreams, you can take actions on the things that you want, and you need not fear anyone. Live fearlessly, live without other people's judgments, because none of that really matters at the end of the day, right? And you better take care of your health for what you have right now. Otherwise, eventually you're going to feel regrets. We have had so many students who are on their track, who are well on their track on accomplishing great things. They're just about to launch their brand. They're just 2 miles away from achieving their goal, and then they fall seriously sick and they're unable to function for the next 1 month. And you would not want to put yourself in that place, honestly, guys. So this category is at most important. I want you to set a goal, an action that you're going to take so that you can, uh, so that you start taking control over this. It could be maybe some of you might want to lose weight, some of you might want to gain weight, some of you might want to build muscles, some of you might want to, some of you, it might be that I want to overcome a breathing difficulty, right? For some of you, it might be that you are constantly having knee pains, back pain, and because of back pain, you're unable to sit, and that happens, right? Essentially, as you reach the age, go past 50s. In fact, even these days, even teenagers these days have back pains, right? Teenagers these days even have back pains, and you're unable to sit, you're unable to function. Just imagine. So, what is that challenge you want to overcome, or what is that goal you want to accomplish? I want you to write that down, number one. And I want you to share it in the comment box. This is a goal I want to accomplish. This is a challenge, or this is a challenge I want to overcome. Go ahead, share it right here. And you can really think ahead for the next 3 months. It need not be for the next 1 month, next 3 months. Okay. Think ahead for the next 3 months because it gives you a good spectrum, a good time. You want to have a so Shyamala, that is the financial goal, right? Right now we're talking about health and fitness. So I want you to look into this. Fix my sleep cycle, eat homemade balanced food, avoid junk food. Okay. So Anushree, that is great. Okay. That is great. So here, one of the things is that these are the actions that you're taking, right? These are the actions that you're taking. I want you to think of an outcome that you need. The action you're going to take is the next part. Like for example, fix your sleep cycle and eat homemade balanced food for what? Why are you doing this? Right? I want you to think of an outcome. Number one, I want you to think of a desired outcome. Then we will next talk about the action that you need to take. Okay? You want to overcome the challenge of not able to follow routine, recover the health. You want to be consistent with exercise or walking routine, work out regularly, aiming at losing 1 kg a month, tone up the muscles. Now, along with this, you can also now write off the action that you're going to take. Okay. So, for example, Shamala says you want to reduce 2 kg, strengthen the lower body. Now, for reducing 2 kg and strengthening the lower body, what is an action you're ready to take? Maybe can you take up cycling? That's an option. Can you take up cycling? Because cycling is a great exercise for the lower body. It is also excellent fat burning work exercise. So maybe you could do that. It's also very fun. I enjoy going for long cycling trips. And or maybe it could be that you want to start working out in the gym. Maybe in the gym you're going to do exercises specialized for legs, like squats, like lunges. Is that what you're going to be doing? Or it could be that you want to start practicing a yoga practice so that you can strengthen your lower body. There are many asanas, many movements that are specially focusing on lower body and bringing a balance between the body and the lower body. It could be that. It could be that you want to walk. What are the actions that you're ready to take? When it comes to health and fitness, you can take actions on these three levels. Number one could be an exercise or a practice that you're taking. Number two could be any changes in the food that you're eating. Number three could be in your sleep pattern. These are the three areas. See, we think of 100 things, right? We think of 100 things that I need this hack, I need this medicine, I need this special, the special pill or something. But it all comes down to these essentially these three things. A habit or a practice that you're doing. It could be like an exercise routine. It could be about a food. Maybe you're eliminating junk food, you're cutting down junk, you're eating home cooked food. It could be that or more of home cooked food, or number three, it could be that you're fixing sleep cycle. You're no longer going to stay up late till 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. No longer going to stay past midnight. And you're going to sleep at 10 a.m. so that you can wake up early in the morning. Maybe something like that you're doing. Beautiful. Yes. Veggies and fruits for dinner. Awesome. So veggies. So what do you say? Yes, that's actually true. Fruits. The problem with fruits is that fruits is sugar. Basically, fruits is a lot of sugar. It is a great snack to have in the middle of the day or right before and after an activity. But at night, when you want to sleep, when you're having it is advised not to have a lot of sugar. So fruits can be a great breakfast. For dinner, vegetables will be better. Exercise 6 weeks a day, sleep pattern right, follow diet routine. Super. Yes. Better lung capacity, gut health, and lose weight for Nitika. So for better lung capacity, maybe it could be that you're ready to practice pranayams. It could be that for gut health, you're maybe eating a particular kind of recipe. You're eating a only particular kind of food. For example, recently for my gut health, I have avoided taking in curd and milk. I am completely avoiding taking curd and milk for better gut health for me. So what are you going to do for that? Shamala says you want to be consistent with 10,000 steps. Yes. You all clear? Now this is it, guys. You have set your goal. This is the action. This is the habit. You want to do it. Now what do you need to do? You have to simply follow this. Right? You have to simply follow this. Why curd? It has a little to do with this one that I'm prone to getting a lot of cold. So certain foods like banana, curd, milk, they increase the kapha in me, and that makes me more prone to getting cold. So it's that. Yes. So now here the the challenge here primarily that many of you here are facing is that you have your goals, you have clarity, right? Many of us think that it is clarity, it is lack of clarity that we face. It is, it is probably that I don't know what to do, but you all know what to do. You even have clarity. But many times when we face challenges, we are unable to find the energy to do this, right? If I told you that you just had to go ahead and take a class and I gave you the exact syllabus, the exact Zoom syllabus, and taught you how to do it. Unless you had the energy to go ahead and be proactive and take the class, you would not be able to do it. Correct? If I gave you a complete social media strategy, unless you have the energy to go ahead and pull this out, you will not be able to do it. For health and fitness, unless you have the energy to take action, you will not be able to do it. So it's very important that we learn to raise our energy. And exactly for this purpose, we are doing a 3-day energy reboot camp this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In fact, it's completely open and free for you all. It's if you have been part of the vision board workshop, then this is a new workshop. This is going to be a completely new experience and a workshop for you. And this is something that I would want all of you to do. So you can really, you can really set and you can really set aside time for Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. It's the same time as a vision board workshop, and you could join in for this. So I've dropped a link here. It's a WhatsApp group. If you're not part of, many of you might perhaps already be part of the group and you're seeing the activity that's going on there. If you're not part of the group and you want to raise your energy this weekend, then this class is for you. A complete 3-day experience workshop where we're going to be learning about not just about the spells, we're going to be learning about lifestyle habits, practices, tactics, and the actions that you need so that you can really raise your energy up and upgrade yourself to your version 2.0. So this class is completely open for you all, and I have dropped the link. All right, so it's now up to you to take action and join it. Now here, no, Sunday 10 a.m., Saturday 7 p.m. and Sunday 10 a.m. Okay. See, it's nothing is compulsory. Honestly, nothing is compulsory. Even if you are part of our 2 lakh program, it's not compulsory. It's just easy for me if you don't come for any meetings or sessions. Okay, so nothing is compulsory here. Recording. So yes, recording will be there, but do try joining in live because this is a live workshop and our energy is best live. It's a Navaratri special workshop, and this Navaratri is a really great time for you to raise your energy and to discover your goddess energy, to discover your goddess power, and we are going to be helping you unlock that. All right. So just join in the WhatsApp group and you can do this. Members of the Impact Flow, I know you have a club meeting on Friday 7 p.m. You can join for the club meeting instead. That's all right. And then you can instead choose to come for Saturday. Okay. All right. So goal number 2. Ready for goal number 2? Goal number 2. Goal number 2 is an area in our life that gives us most joy, yet many of us tend to give it least importance, and that is health and that is relationships. So these are personal relationships, the relationships with your family. These are the relationship with your husband, with your kids, and this is a relation, and this is all about it. Now here I have observed 2 polarities. There are some people who don't give any importance to the relationship, and there are some whose entire life revolves around the relationship. And in both cases, dysfunction sets in. If you are a person whose entire life revolves around your child, your husband, your in-laws, and which I know is the case for many of you, what happens is that you think you're doing good. You think you're being a nice person. You genuinely think that you're being liked. But the problem here is that you start building resentment from within. And this I have observed with a lot of mothers that subconsciously you start resenting your child because because you have spent all the years just raising them, sacrificing your dreams, saying no to you for their wellness, and you're doing all of this selflessly. But then slowly, as you keep compromising on yourself, you start little by little by little, a volcano starts building up. It starts building up and starts building and starts fuming from within. And many years down the lane, it either comes as guilt or it comes as regret. No wonder why many parents say to their children that I have done so much for you, now you have to sacrifice your dreams and support me. Right? The mother is sacrificing her dreams for the child has to sacrifice her dreams for the mother. I find it very strange that who will actually follow their dreams in this case? Who will actually live a life for themselves? So it is never selfish. It is never selfish to do self care. In fact, it is an act of utmost selflessness that you're taking care of yourself because you cannot pour others, you cannot pour out of an empty cup. Unless your cup is filled, you will not be able to pour out of it. So it's so important that you give, that you also Give yourself priority. If you bring balance, if you are on the spectrum of giving too much importance on relationship to the extent of sacrificing your dreams. And for the other extent, if you're facing challenges in your relationship, if you're facing communication problems with your partner, if you feel you're not bonded close enough with your child, then you can take actions. You can take proactive measures and actions for this. You can perhaps go for common experiences. You can perhaps go for you can perhaps go for common experiences. You can perhaps go for see, when we uh, teach relationships, and there are different ways you can really have a great time with your partner. I mean, by partner, I'm talking about a person you want to build a good relationship with. And those is number one, you can choose entertainment. You can go out for nice experiences. You can go for a movie. You can go for shows, circus, and you can have common entertainment. Or number two, you can learn together. Mothers and kids taking courses together. We have seen so many of our classes where the mom joins with the child, and it's very beautiful. We have so many classes where couples join in together. It's absolutely beautiful. Why not bring your special person to our class? Why not join in with your husband? Why not join in with your partner? Introduce them to your world. Show them what you love. Let them come for a monthly planning party. In fact, for the next monthly planning party, why not bring your partner and plan the month together? You both can discuss. You can have great discussions and planning while planning together. Me and Sansiri are some of our best moments when we are planning, when we are reflecting back together. How beautiful would that be? Or number three, it could be that you are finding common activities for doing, like exercise, common forms of exercise. Me and Sansari love to do our dance workouts. So, things like that you can enjoy. And there are many ways you can build great relationships. These can be things that you do on a day-to-day basis or things that you do on a weekly basis. For example, on a day-to-day basis, you can set aside half an hour to 1 hour when you're spending time with your family, which is without screens. Without screens, you're just learning, you're talking, you're sharing stories, you're talking about your day, you're perhaps learning something together. And that could be one great way. Or weekly task could be going together for common experiences, date nights. Maybe, one evening you go for a stand-up comedy show, another evening you go to a new coffee shop. There are things that you can do on this. And these don't cost as much as you think they do. They really don't, right? So you can really think of some of the things that actions that you can take for your relationship. Go ahead and I want you to comment in. What are some of the actions that you're ready to take to better your relationship, to have fruitful, beautiful relationships that can fill you with joy and enthusiasm and gratitude for life? Go ahead, guys. How many of you are enjoying this planning session, this planning party? You're enjoying doing this and you're really, really building a lot of optimism for life. This is so important when you are looking back, when you're looking ahead and when you're planning and you're really, it's all about the state of mind that you're in. Okay, your life, every decision, every action you take is all about the state of mind. How can a person be capable of, how can a person be constantly motivated, constantly inspired? How are they able to constantly work hard for the benefit of others? How are they able to crush their goals? It's simply about the state of mind. And it's so important that you maintain the state of mind and you maintain your energy levels in that way. And it's for that I have inviting you for the 3-day energy reboot camp. If you're not part of the WhatsApp group, you can do this. You can join in and you can plan your weekend to join us. Yes, thank you so much, Siri. Session is wonderful and a lot of insights. Can I have some great ideas? He's really hard to have a conversation with. So Priyanka, why don't you tell him that, hey, I really I attended a planning session with some coaches, and we were doing a monthly reflection. And I realized that I want to build, I want to have a great time with you. I want to build better relationship, but I am not able to understand how. Can we, can you tell me like what are the some of the things that you enjoy doing together? What are some of the things we can do together so that we can have a great relationship? You're going to be surprised at the way he will open up, because it's not always you find someone who's ready to be so honest and upfront this way, right? See, my communication strategy is being honest and upfront. If it is something pleasant or if it is something unpleasant, be honest and upfront. There's no need of playing mind games. There's no need of playing manipulations or any tactics or strategies. And there is no pressure. Honestly, if you're honest to others and with yourself, there is no stress. There is no pressure, right? If you're lying, then that means you have to cover up the lies. You have to, it causes a lot of strain. But when you're honest, it's just so much light. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. It's really commendable that you want to do this. Now, all clear with relationship, area, category. Now, third category is a category that perhaps if we got sorted could become could give us the greatest pleasure and could make us make us really really happy and make us really set a foundation for everything that we want to do. I'm talking about your finance and your career. Here is when you can really think of the dreams, your goals, your many of you who are part of Impact Pro, Impact Max, you all want to become future coaches, you want to build your brand, you want to launch your businesses. This is the time you can really let your imagination fly. You can let your imagination soar, take form, and you're able to. I want you to really write down the goals and the things that you want to accomplish in this time. You can think of the lofty financial figures, write down in numbers. Every time I talk about finances, I say write in numbers. Never say I want to have lots of money or I want to have lots of recognition. Write in numbers, quantify it. You can write lots of recognition to having 2000 Instagram followers, right? You can have lots of money to maybe earning if you're currently earning 30,000 a month, 50,000 a month is a lot of money. Maybe that's something that you really want to have. So think of numbers, think in terms of numbers, think in terms of quantifiable figures. Maybe it could be that you want to do a TED talk, a Josh talk. What are you ready to do for that? Thank you so much, Shubhangi. Shubhangi says she loved the perspective. But love the perspective on what? On money or on relationship. So now here, I want you all to, yes, end of three goals is a great time. Like I told you, you guys are setting this for your end of three goals. So you can really think of three goals ahead, and that gives you good enough time. Steady income of 50,000 per month. So for this, you need two more clients for your business. See, two clients is not that difficult, right? Now, how can you get two clients? Maybe you can find a similar place where your clients, where people that you want to come. Maybe, like it's very important that for every business you understand your target customers. Where are they going to be? Maybe you're going to go there and you're going to go for a networking event and you're going to talk to people. That could be the way you find your clients. Maybe you're getting your clients through social media, or maybe you're getting your clients through advertisement. Whatever it is, I want you to, maybe you're getting your clients through this community, because so many people, so many of our coaches get their first clients from this community itself. And you can really look for places where you can do this. Yes, I will say you can set bigger goals, because you are going to manifest two clients this month. And you will, in fact, have so many clients that you're having so many clients that you're finding it difficult to handle and you have to say no to people. Yes. So go ahead, uh, write here your financial or and your career goals. Yes. Did you write this? All right. Let's see. Now, I want you to think of what are some of the you're not sure. So just write a goal, write an arbitrary figure. If you're not sure, write an arbitrary figure, Prasoon. Chandan says my sales for garments. Yes, 75,000 and Insta followers of 1,000. Beautiful. So what are the actions that you're going to take? What are the actions you're going to take for that someday? Maybe it could be that for getting 1,000 followers, one of the things that you're doing is that to every customer who's coming, you're giving your card and you're asking them to follow you on Instagram. Because if they follow, they're going to get some special offer that you're going to give them, some special offer or a coupon or something you're going to give them. That could be one of the easiest ways to build your followers if it's a walk-in store. Or another way could be that you are posting more consistently. You're finding out trending reels and you're sharing. You're doing the hard work of that. For 75,000, how are you going to get people for 75,000? Maybe you're improving the storefront. Maybe you're giving more into marketing and advertisement. You're putting more efforts into that. Maybe you're collaborating with others. Yes, you need to follow up with my clients consistently. Super. Okay, done. Yes, see, when we are setting our financial goals, we give a lot of time into setting our financial goals and our business goals. One thing we are very, very clear for the coming 3 months is we know very clearly for this is the our financial goal, and to reach this amount, these are the number of students that we need. In order to get these number of students, these are the number of workshops that we need to do, and this much vision board workshops we need to do, this much impact pro that we need to do, and this many people we need for impact max. We are very, very clear with each of this. And when you are working with that clarity, you are exactly able to you somehow magically get the ability to manifest that. It's so important that you set very, very clear goals because goal setting on a very detailed level is so important. This could be a session of its own. And unfortunately, I'll not be able to, this goes beyond the scope of today and I'll not be able to do that. We are already in by 1 hour and this alone will take another 2 hours. So I can't do that. But yet, having a clarity on exact financial figures, exact business goals is going to give you exact career goals, is going to give you so much clarity. And if you are a person who's working in a job, I don't want you to feel stuck. Okay. None of you, if you are working in a job, then you don't have to feel stuck. You can always negotiate for a higher salary. You can perhaps find out, you can have a conversation with your boss or with your seniors as to those who are paid more, what are the things that they're doing. It is less likely that you will need more qualifications and more likely that you will have to take up more responsibilities. Yes, Shinu, per day we spend close to 10 to 13,000 per day on advertisement. So on a month it exceeds 3 lakhs. It's it's expensive. I know it's expensive. In fact, when you're For every vision board workshop, if one person has to register in by giving us 100 rupee registering in for a 97 rupee ticket, then instead we have to spend 800, 700 to 800 rupees to get them to register. Sometimes it exceeds even 2000 rupees for one person to register. And so it's once you get into ads and marketing, you will understand that this it's not ads is not just all easy. Like when you might be counting, right? There are 500, there are 300 people in a workshop, so 300 into 100, 3 lakh. But the truth is, to get those 3 lakh people, you would have paid close to 10 lakh in advertisement. So, so that's always the way it works. Okay. So now here, I can see many of you are having your hand like this. Oh my God. So, which is why it is so important that you build your organic following and you build your community. One of the very interesting things is that many of our students, it's not like we have a one time, we have one night stands. It's never a one night stand between us. It is a long term married relationship with us. And we keep offering a lot of classes, a lot of free workshops. We allow people to keep coming in for the vision board workshops. You all noticed, if you join in for one vision board workshop, we keep asking you to come. We allow you to come again and again. For anyone who's part of Impact Pro, we allow them to take the 15-day challenges for a second time, for a third time. If you're part of Impact Max, we give extensions. We don't say now 3 months over, it's done. The reason for this is because we believe in long-term nurturing. We believe in nurturing, and it's through nurturing, it's this relationship that always community is built. And one of our greatest, things that one of the things that we're truly, truly proud of is that once someone has spent a considerable amount of time with us, they don't want to go anywhere else. So many people come and tell us that I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to learn only from Sansari and friends. And that's what happens as the magic of building relationships. So you don't have to worry about advertising costs if you are focusing on building strong connections with people because they will want to be with you and you only. Okay. So now you're all ready for the next category? Let's go. The next category is about personal experiences, me time, and hobbies. Here, I want you all to understand, realize this thing that your hobbies, your me time, the time that you spend on personal experiences might not yield to a direct result as some of you might want. Many of us tend to postpone our hobbies. We tend to not, we tend to say, it's neither, चल यार कल कर लेते हैं चल यार फिर कर लेते हैं we tend to let go of our passions, we let go of the things that we love doing. Why? Because we think that this is not important. I mean, इससे क्या ही मिलने वाला है? But the thing is, your entire life's joy, quote, I mean, 80% of your life's joy and happiness, it comes out of these little moments and experiences. And it is so important to reward yourself with great experiences. It is so important to reward yourself with mini vacations. It is so important to reward yourself with fun activities, hobbies that you're doing, because that makes you so much more joyful person and you're able to enjoy everything else in life much more. How many of you are feeling burnout at work and you feel like you want to escape? Yes. Now, many of you might think that if I did a work that I enjoy doing, or if I follow my hobbies, I'll not have burnout. Trust me, it is a myth. Anyone who's doing that will know. Yes, Anubha agrees. Yes. No one can escape that. The thing is, we also experience this at times. But why does burnout happen? Let's understand this. Burnout happens when you are taking a lot of action, you're doing a lot of things, but there is no joy in it. That is when burnout happens. You can have number of reasons. Maybe I'm not being paid enough, I'm working too long, I'm doing things that I don't like. But fundamentally, if you're doing what you're doing with joy, you will not have burnout. Do you agree with me or do you agree with me? Yes. So it's so important to work on the joy quota in your life. What are the things that makes you joyful? And it doesn't matter if you are made a career out of if you turned your passion to profession. You can still have other things that you enjoy doing. Maybe you enjoy cooking. Maybe you enjoy going for long walks in the park. Maybe you enjoy meditating. Maybe you enjoy drawing. Maybe you enjoy dancing. It's probably about time that you took that up more seriously. Maybe you're just stuck up at home all the time. Maybe you need to plan maybe you need to plan an outing, weekend outing by yourself if you don't have a partner or with your partner. Maybe you could go out for art galleries. Maybe you could go experience cuisines from new restaurants. You could explore new coffee shops. Maybe you could make travel plans, right? At the end of every week we take a mini vacation. And mini vacation does not mean it's a break from work. In fact, even when we are taking a vacation, we do some sort of work, but still, it doesn't feel like work. Like, for example, we go to our favorite coffee shop, and then there we are still doing work, we are planning, we are doing some things, but yet it's fun. It's just more fun. Then later that night, we eat from a nice restaurant and we are very refreshed when you come back. So you can do things like that. Okay. Every month or every 2 months, we take a small vacation. As in, like we go for a small trip, a road trip or something. And again, they many of us think we don't have time, we don't have money. It does not take as much time or money as you want. You can in fact just go for a weekend trip. Instead of just spending at home, you can go out probably for a road trip. And how much is it going to cost? For a 2 day road trip, maybe maximum it might cost you 4,000 rupees. That's it. Right? And that's money that we would easily spend if we went to a bar. Right? So it's not lack of money. It's not lack of time. It is just lack of energy or attitude. And for everyone who wants to raise your energy, for everyone who wants to build your attitude and who have not yet made your travel plans, I have something very special for you. And no, it is not the 3 day vision board bootcamp. It is not the energy bootcamp. It is none of that. It is something absolutely special. And I'm so thrilled to be talking about this. You can, in fact, see my eyes light up as I say this. It's something that I have been dreaming for so many years, in fact, and something that we are super excited to bring along. You all might be thinking, what is it that Niranjan is typing so much about? Yes, it is something that is worth all its hype. How many of you would love to spend your New Year, your Christmas and your New Year with us? Raise your hands and say aye. You would love to spend your year end with us, working on your goals. You would love to spend it with us, planning your years ahead, planning your year ahead. You would love to spend with us doing activities such as doing the wonder routine together with us. Imagine we wake up in the morning, we do the wonder routine together. We take live classes. We get to meet each other live and hold hands. You get to, and we get to spend. You get to meet all the community members together. You're learning so much. You're going back inspired, charged up, and fueled up for the next year. How many of you would absolutely love that? Yes, say I. For you, we are doing our annual Soul Grow meet. And I'm so excited to tell you about so excited to tell you about this meet that we are doing. I'm dropping the expression of interest right away. You don't have to pay on the spot. You only need to do an expression of interest and fill this expression of interest form and it will reach back to you. We are going to be doing a complete 3 day. We're going to be doing a complete 3 day live reset, a high impact, high energy live reset. Let me show you the place. You're all going to be blown away. You're all going to do a live energy reset at this beautiful, majestic place in Bangalore. It's called Pyramid Valley International. It's a huge place with a large meditation pyramid. We are going to be having Zen gardens. There's going to be boating. There's going to be trekking. We're going to be visiting Gaushalas. We're going to be going to be spending so much happy moments and memories together. And it's going to be a complete live energy reset where you're going to come back not just with so much knowledge, you're going to come back with so much more experiences. Kids. So now the issue with kids is that, see, we personally have no problem with kids. We personally have no problem with kids. But the thing is that when you're learning, see, when you're giving activities and things for you to do, problem is that your kid might feel bored and your all attention will be on your child, right? So that is a very big issue. See, last year we had done this on Lonavala. We had done a three-day meetup in Lonavala. You can book with your husband. I'll tell you the dates. The date is going to be, you can in fact plan and book your flight tickets. We're telling you the dates way ahead so that you can do this. This is going to be held on December 20th. We're going to be doing this on December 27, 28, and 29. December 27, 28, and 29. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. People who are in Bangalore can directly come from Bangalore. People from other cities can book your flight for this time. So 4 months ahead, so that you can really get that time to plan, and you also get flight air, nobody say, flight tickets at a very good deal. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you have to aim for coming there on Friday afternoon. By Friday afternoon, you have to come. Saturday and then Friday, from Friday evening, we'll be having the activity start. Saturday, Sunday morning, you will be having full day engagements. And for the members of a millionaire family, we also have one extra day and a New Year party as well. So this is how we are planning this coming month, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So we are going to be having it's a 3-day experience plus one for the millionaire family members. Yes. So now how much is this going to cost you? See, we have first, how much is it going to cost you? We have really tried really hard to negotiate and really understand that how we can do this at a great deal for you. And in fact, we have very successfully been able to do it. I'm going to be charging only the amount that comes for your stay and that comes for the venue cost and everything. We are making zero profits, literally zero profits out of it. Our aim here is to build strong community and nurture relationships. So this entire 3-day experience, it's not going to be 50,000. It's not going to be 25,000, not 20,000, not even 15,000. It is going to be only 12,000 rupees for 3 days. Your stay, your food, the event, materials, everything, everything is on us. All you need to do is you just need to come to the venue. You just need to come to the venue and you can come. But only one catch is there. If you are coming in, then we are already started taking in registration. So you better fill the form and make get the registration done as quickly as possible. You'll also have to pay the fees upfront, and we cannot cancel because we can only handle so many people at once in a live workshop. It is not like a Zoom class where we can have unlimited number of participants. So this time when we say that we can only take in 23 participants, we really mean it. We can only take in 23 participants. So out of that, five are already booked in, and two more I've already filled. So there is probably 15 seats for you. For everyone who really wants to come in, take my advice seriously. There was no payment link. No, there's no payment link. You just have to fill the expression of interest, and we will reach out to you and you can make the payment for that. Okay. You know the price upfront. It is 12,000 rupees, and you have to make the complete fees payment at once. Okay. The date is 27, 28, 29. It's not in the form. I think it must be in the form. 27, 28, 29. Okay. That is going to be the dates. December 27, 28, 29. Okay, I'll just recheck the form. I assumed that the dates were in there, but if not, I'll just correct it. Thank you so much for pointing out. All right. So your New Year plans is set, your Christmas plans, your year-end plans is set, and we are all going to meet, and we are all going to have so much fun. How many of you are coming? How many of you are confirmed coming for this time is I know Sylvie is already in. What about others? How many of you are certain that you're going to be coming for this event? Yes, Ashita is coming. Beautiful, beautiful. Sheena is coming. That's amazing. Sheena's ready to pay. Sheena's like, where is the link? I want to pay. Lina is coming. That's beautiful. Beautiful. We are so excited to meet you. Yes. We can certainly talk. So that's why you just have to fill the expression of interest. See, the only thing is that it's not like, if you take if you don't register now and all, we will not let you know. It's nothing like that. Only it's a reality that there is only so many seats we can take in. So the earlier you fill, the more chances you can come in. That's just it. Okay. So if you fill the form first, you get a higher priority. Yeah. So we can discuss that. We can discuss that after you fill the form. We are going to reach out to you, and we can, get a confirmation. You can give me a confirmation. Nitu. We can help you plan. Yes. Awesome. So that's with your personal and your me time. I want you to really think about this. What are the things that really gives you joy and satisfaction? And I want you to be able to plan your life such that you are able to do this every day. It is a myth if you think that just following your passion, turning your passion to profession, one extra day means yes, 30th it will be. 30th it will be. So that's what we have planned. Yes. But yes, even for all these days, your state food, everything is on. Like you just have to plan your travel dates accordingly. Everything is there with us. See, it's a myth if we think that just turning your passion to profession is going to solve all your problems. But what you need is you have to build a lifestyle that makes you really joyful. That makes you really joyful. And that's what you want. Okay? Ready? Beautiful. And finally, I want to ask you all this question. What is a new skill that you want to develop before the end of this year? What is a new skill that you want to develop by the end of this year? Many of you, it might be that I'm technologically challenged. I want to launch my coaching business. I want to start my entrepreneurship journey. I want to do my blog. I want to do my Instagram. I want to build my brand. I already have a business. I want to grow it. I want to raise a community, but I'm facing so much difficulties in technology, right? Maybe that's an area that you can really upskill. Somnath Saha, who's live now, you're seeing every day. He is truly a wonderful person, and a person with no confidence issues, no fear, and very skilled. But yet, he had one challenge which he would often say is that I'm not able to understand technology. He's 59 years old, and coming from that generation, all of this is very new. But he picked it up instantly in a single session. He understood how exactly to do an Instagram live. He understood exactly how to share, how to tag. He understood exactly how to hold the camera on a tripod such that you set it up and you're able to draw. He's been able to do all of this, and now he's fully independently doing the classes. A 59-year-old person is able to do it. Then what is stopping you from upskilling yourself? This could be in your career, this could be in your office work that you're doing, this could be in anything. Understanding skills such as AI. AI is coming, and AI is already here, and it's absolutely revolutionizing everything that we are doing, the way we are working, the way we are planning, the way we are thinking. Maybe AI could be a way that you can really upskill. Or maybe you need to upskill on Canva, you need to improve your presentation skills. Or it could be that you need to upgrade your social media skills. You really need to up that. You need to improve your camera confidence. For many of you, increasing your confidence is a skill that you want to learn, right? You want to be able to talk better. You want to be able to communicate your ideas effectively. Imagine if I said that I was an introvert, and which I am actually. Like if you know me personally, you would know that I'm not a very chit chatty person, and I prefer to keep to myself. But yet, I'm able to come out, express myself, express my ideas, and I'm able to take a class. So it's introversion has nothing to do with your confidence or with your ability to do tasks. Elon Musk is an introvert, yet he's a CEO of 5 companies, right? So what is the truth? The reality is that being an introvert versus I'm not confident enough are two different things. You can be introverted and you can be very confident. You can be very self-confident. So building your confidence is an area that many of you can really, really do it. Or maybe a skill that many of you can really do is getting better at your finances. You maybe really need to get better at talking about money, saving, negotiating. Many of us, when we hear the word money, we get so intimidated. Maybe that's an area that you could really, really do it. You could you could update your money skills. Or an area that you really want to upskill is that maybe you realize that you're spending too much time on something and you want to get faster at it. It could be on anything in life. Maybe that's your area of upskilling. But I want you all to comment in what is an area in life that you are going to upskill in and set aside dedicated time, daily, weekly, dedicated time when you are going to learn on it. You are going to learn on it. Now, for many of you, this might seem like a big challenge. I'm not able to do, and I find it very, very difficult. Employ the time blocking methods that I have taught in the classes. If you have been part of the impact, I've taught time blocking methods. I've taught methods to raise your energy, planning your day, planning your ideal day, making your do-it list. If you have already learned these techniques, don't forget these. These are lessons for life. These are not things that you do it once and you forget it. These are all lessons for life. And if you are not part, if you are have never been part of an Impact Pro challenge, if you have never been part of any of our advanced programs, then I would really, really recommend that this is a time that you take action. Join for the vision board workshop, raise your energy, and come to us. You're going to see how spending just a few hours with us, spending a few days with us, can really, really change the way you think, you behave, and you operate. Yes. Awesome. So that's about it for today. Now I open it up for your question and answers. Anyone, if you have any questions regarding the things that we spoke about, maybe you need help in, you need to have more clarity on the Pyramid Valley, the Bangalore workshop, maybe you have any questions regarding anything at all, this is your time to ask. I am allowing all of you to unmute. 1.5 hours just didn't feel like it when it just went in a breeze. There is something called the flow state. Flow state is when you start something and you just don't feel like time passing. And that's how session is. Taking any session is for me. I just don't feel any time pass. I could probably do this for many, many hours. The problem is I face the challenge of restricting the time. Because if I took for 3 hours, no one will want to be there. So I have to restrict it to 1.5 hours. Thank you so much, Ashwita. Yes, any questions anyone wants to ask? Need to know when the 30th event will be over. Okay, superb. So, Selvi, let's do one thing. I will, what do you say? We will finalize this thing. If you're if you're booking the two-way flights, we'll just have this we'll just finalize this and we will tell this to you. In fact, you can expect us to come back to you just in just a couple of days itself and you can do it. But as of now, it is what you say, we are expecting December 30th, like a complete until like 6, 7 p.m. at least till December 30th. And you can probably book a night flight after that. But I'll just confirm this with Sanchari and I'll tell you. How many of you are coming? Like if you're coming, please fill the form. Uh, I will, then I can really help you with clarity. Okay, so please fill the form. I'll drop the form once more. Please fill the form, guys, so that you can do this. Okay, airport. So now it's actually Kanakapura. So Kanakapura to Yelahanka. Let's see. Bangalore Airport to Pyramid Valley. I will see. It's not very nearby actually. And in Bangalore, nothing is nearby. Anything, the minimum distance traveling time for Bangalore is 1 hour. Right? I'll just tell you. It is only 2 hours. Airport, Yelahanka to Kanakapura is only 2 hours. So around 2 hours, 15 minutes you can expect traveling time. Okay. Otherwise, 31st flight you have to book. It's either 31st early morning or 30th. But we can give you accommodation on 30th also. That's not an issue. You can come on 30th also. And then you can stay there. It's going to be fun because, last Lonavala meet also we came, people stayed in these common rooms and everyone became the teenagers, everyone became the teenage years. And it is absolutely beautiful. I slept early, of course, because that's what I do. Like all the women and all the girls, they had their separate rooms, and it is great bonding time. Everyone sharing horror stories at night. Everyone talking about their life, their relationships. All the many women there explored swimming for the first time. They became teenagers. So when will we finish on 29th? 29th evening we finish. So you can say that by 29th 5 p.m. we will wrap up. 29th 5 p.m. we'll wrap up. So if you're booking, book for a night journey, like 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. and all would be a good time for you to return. Then there is no FOMO. Okay, don't book for like early in the day. If you are booking, so before booking your flight ticket, let's have a talk. Please fill the form. We'll have a conversation and we can get all your doubts cleared. And after that only, please book your flights. Okay. Yes. So first fill the form and make sure you register with us. Make sure you register with us, confirm your seat, and then you can book your flights and everything. All right. I'm extremely sorry, Geeta. That is not possible. For the next class, you'll have to join on time. You're late by only 1.5 hours. Join for the next time, okay? No problem. But yeah, I really appreciate that you yet came in. To be honest, industry says, to be honest, I'm not very clear about my career, but I'm no longer going with the flow. I'm in charge of what was going on. That's very good. See, if you're not very clear about your career, you start on a path and then you go forward. Uh, I am right now teaching. I'm right now talking about personal productivity. I'm talking about building your business, launching your coaching career. I'm talking about all of this. But before this, I used to teach art. Before teaching art, I wanted to become a blogger. I wanted to become a travel blogger. Before that, I wanted to become a dancer. Before that, I thought I would become a software engineer. So, the thing is that you have to explore. You have to start from one direction and you have to go forward in that case. We all think we are running short of time, but that is nothing could be further from the truth. You all have plenty of time. So go in that one path, take charge, and you're going to see just going through that one path, you're going to have new insights that is going to take you to the next level in life. Right? Like as I started taking art classes, and when Sansari joined in, we realized that many people are coming in because they want to feel de-stressed and they want a form of therapy. So we started taking Zen gym. Then after taking Zen gym and after doing the Zen gym for almost a year, we realized that many people who are part of the Zen gym, their biggest ambition was that they wanted to become independent. They wanted to create an impact in the world. Then we started Lifecraft and Impact Max. So it's a journey that one takes, right? So you have to just explore. I mean, you can never have 100% clarity on the first. You eventually become less and less unclear as you go forward. Okay. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for less and less imperfection as you go forward. Once again, never aim for perfection. Aim for less and less imperfection as you go forward. It's a very powerful perspective shift if we truly grasp it. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you so much. So please fill the form, and if you have any questions, you may ask me. And I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing you all. Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. Arigato. Arigato. Timing of the class, I mean, you're talking about the December, right? So once you come, aim for coming by Friday afternoon. Okay, Friday afternoon, evening, around that time you aim for coming. From and from evening itself, we'll have a yearly reflection. We'll have some night party scenes and all that. And then after that, from Saturday early morning, we'll start. We'll be doing the water routine together. So we'll wake up early morning together. We'll meditate. We'll do a yoga routine together. I'll take you to a meditation inside the pyramid. We'll take a walk along. We'll take a morning trek, a walk along the Zen garden. We'll be doing a live sketching. We'll be reading. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have spend your morning with us. So make sure you reach there by Friday afternoon. Okay. From Friday, you are what do you say? From Friday, your stay you can be with us. We're going to form such great bonds and relationships. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really, really enjoyed taking this. Taking this. See you again. And for all the members of the Impact Pro, make sure you come for tomorrow 6 a.m. Okay, tomorrow 6 a.m. Our class is still on. Take care and see you.